The organized, methodical thinking required for writing can be hard to achieve in our chaotic world full of distractions. Additionally, we are often used to thinking about issues in superficial ways and forming essay opinions without deep thinking or research. All writers, even professionals, feel stuck in the mud with their writing at times. This is normal and should not lead you to the conclusion, "Oh, I'm just not a very good writer." The following tips will help get you unstuck. First and foremost, get rid of distractions and clear your mental and physical space. Put your phone in a different room. Close Facebook. Turn off or at least down the music. Shut the door and let others know you need some time without interruptions. Clean up your work area. A cluttered desk can result in a cluttered mind. Also, avoid writing when you are too tired or hungry. When you free write, you let your thoughts flow, putting pen to paper and writing down whatever comes into your mind. You can set a time limit saying, "I'll write for 10 minutes," and then use a kitchen timer or alarm clock and keep writing until you reach that goal. You might do this on the computer or on paper, but while you write, ask yourself prompting questions such as, why did I choose this topic? What does it mean to me? Why does it matter? How have I come to believe the way I do? Even if the only thing you can say is, "I don't know what I want to say," just write it out until you think of something. The most important aspect is to keep writing. Be creative and write about anything that comes to mind that might help your topic progress. Another tactic is using lists that help you gather more perspective on the topic. Here are some examples of lists you can make. If you have writer's block picking a topic, you can give yourself 3 minutes to write down any topic that might interest you. Keep writing ideas, even if they may seem silly, and if you think of one that sounds interesting, use your 3 minutes to elaborate on it. For example, if you need to write a personal narrative, you can take 3 minutes to write stories that might be fun. Your first day of school, the time your dad took you to the zoo, your first kiss. But remember, don't stop writing for your 3 minutes. You can make lists regarding the general topic. So if you're writing about abortion, you might jot down a list of pro-life support and a list of pro-choice support, making sure you find equal evidence for both arguments, even if you disagree with one side. This technique also helps strengthen your argument and informs you where you need to go with your research. The last suggestion is to make a quick list regarding the sequence of events in a narrative or the sequence of the argument in a research or persuasive paper. I like to think of this list as a rough draft outline. Don't worry about formal outlines, unless assigned to do so, but just sketch out your ideas in the order that they will appear. Arrange them until you have an order that makes sense, then begin your draft. Remember, these are just ideas to get you started. Try them out, make up your own, and don't be afraid to sound foolish. These notes are just for you. Don't try to get it perfect the first time. Rewriting and revision is unavoidable. Understand in advance that you don't have to have it just right the first attempt. Maintain the rhythm of your writing without getting hung up on minor details. If you're struggling getting started, it's time to get creative. Maybe you're trying to pick a subject for a creative essay, or your brain doesn't seem to be working in front of your computer screen. It might be helpful to carry a notebook everywhere and write down your observations, or write down ideas you think of throughout the day. You might also try putting your research support, like quotations from articles or definitions from dictionaries, onto note cards. Or you can put your own rough paragraphs or topic sentences onto note cards. Then you can lay them out on the floor and move them around, or take some out or add some in where needed to put together the first draft of your essay. Another tactic is to put your ideas or support into graphs or charts. If you want to write a creative essay about love, you might write "love" in the middle of your paper and circle it, then draw lines from the middle word to new words that are connected to love. Or if you're writing a research paper about abortion, you could use a Venn diagram to list your ideas, so that you might write murder in the pro-life circle and freedom of choice in the pro-choice circle, but concern of mother's health might be in the overlapping middle section. Lastly, you might try grabbing a paper and pencil and sitting down with a friend or a writing tutor to discuss your ideas. Have your friend or tutor use the paper and pencil to take notes about what you discuss together, so you have the freedom to just talk it out. Writing tutors especially are trained to ask thought-provoking questions that hopefully help you generate and solidify your own ideas. Friends are also great resources. If you know what your thesis is, you might engage a friend or tutor in a friendly debate to help solidify your argument, taking notes about the conversation. The important aspect of these suggestions is to get out of the realm of words alone and see how different tactics might help you see the relationship among your ideas. Now that the majority of your planning is done, revisit your thesis. After making pros and cons lists and discussing your ideas with someone, have you made any discoveries about your thesis statement? Sometimes you can't build the house because the foundation is flawed. The thesis is the foundation of your essay, and if it is weak or flawed in some way, writing the essay will feel cumbersome and forced. A common problem with thesis is a split thesis, a thesis that actually brings up two different but related topics. Choose which fork of the road you want to take and then stick with it. Once your thesis is clear and focused, it becomes so much easier to generate supporting ideas. After you have your rough outline, brainstorming, and thesis done, try writing a mini version of your paper. Imagine that your assignment is actually a fraction of its actual size and write a short draft. Later you can come back and develop key ideas, but your small-scale version will give a sense of how the larger essay will unfold. Give it a rest. If you feel yourself getting angry or frustrated with your writing, just walk away and take a break. Do or think about something else for a while, something enjoyable, and then come back to your project with fresh eyes and a relaxed mind. We go over this same technique with proofreading. Giving yourself enough time to have resting periods before your project is due is a helpful aspect of every step of the writing process. Finally, ask in prayer for help and enlightenment on your topic, and then listen for those subtle ideas and promptings from the Spirit. Often using some of the brainstorming techniques we discussed at the beginning, or giving yourself a rest from the project, gives the Spirit the vehicle and time to inspire you. In The Classic Guide to Better Writing, Rudolf Flesch, Ph.D., and A.H. Lass suggest, in learning how to write, what's most important is learning how to plan before writing. You may have thought that grammar and usage and punctuation are most important, but that isn't so. If you don't know any grammar, you will have much trouble with your writing. But if you don't know how to plan, you simply can't write. Flesch and Lass are suggesting that writer's block, the inability to write, usually stems from not planning. Hopefully at this point you're equipped with several planning techniques to get you started. The more time you take planning, beginning with brainstorming, the less time you'll take apologizing over the writing and staring at the blank computer screen. The less time you'll take agonizing over the writing and staring at a blank computer screen.
Cool.